How's it going, people? Sean Talks Wrestling. Tonight we had New Year Smash or AEW Dynamite, whichever way you want to look at it. Anyway, overall, really good show. Let's talk about the segments and then we'll talk about the wrestling matches. So, I'm trying to go off notes and also off the top of my head. So, one backstage segment that stood out. Uh, what was it? Swerve. He was backstage with Parker Boudreaux and the other guy, and he was like, well, we had to get rid of Keith Lee, blah, blah, blah. He didn't believe me as a leader. In comes Wheeler Yuta. Wheeler Yuta says, look, man, I have no problem with the violence. Blackpool Combat Club has no problem with the violence, but it's the way you did it. And Swerve just like, bro, get to the point. The point is, Wheeler Yuta, Swerve, they'll be fighting Friday at Rampage. Swerve as the new pure champion of Ring of Honor. It has a nice ring to it. It has a very nice ring to it. So, what was another backstage segment? Oh yeah, Chris Jericho. He was talking about how Ricky Starks is a flash in the pan, and he felt disrespect that he didn't join the Jericho Appreciation Society. He sent Ash and Andretti back to the Indies with a fireball face, which is probably right now the best thing for Ash and Andretti because he's gonna make a lot of money being one of the like an indie guy that beat Chris Jericho. Like his pay is gonna go up there. So he says that, and then you had Ricky Starks cutting a promo talking about how it's not an experiment. He's a star, and he's gonna basically serve Jericho a big hunk of humble pie and beat him and just keep climbing the ladder. Wardlow's backstage. He's talking about how he's going to beat Joe, and there's been too much talk and not enough action. In comes Samoa Joe. In comes Samoa Joe. Nancy Kerrigan style. Pipe to the knee. You're done. Pipe to the knee. You're done. What else point did I miss? Let me just make sure before we get into the matches. Okay. No. Oh, how could I even forget? How could I forget? The Acclaim's rap video on Lethal and Jericho. This was the best one. This was boundary pushing. This was harsh. This was great. There was some great stuff, some great bars, some great punchlines. Max Caster really outdid himself on this rap against Lethal and Jericho. I can't even repeat it because whatever. But I encourage anybody to go and check that video out. Even if you're not a fan of rap, you're gonna laugh. It's comedy, before rap, but it's still a good rap. Moving on, still talking about segments before I get into the matches, so I can have a little more free time. Okay. I just want to make sure, real quick. Swerve. So let's talk about matches. Now we're gonna talk about matches. First match: Bryan Danielson defeats All Ego Ethan Page with the Border City Scratch. I don't know what they're gonna call it, or it's just Bryan being a technical submission master. Is just like he's gonna bust out different submissions at any time or whatever. I'm not mad at it. Ethan Page put up a good fight here, just constantly hitting Bryan Danielson with body slams and power slams. That power slam, it was a point in the match where Bryan Danielson go for the knee off the apron. Ego moves, or he gets pushed out of the way by Stokely. Ego then pushes Bryan into the steps. Bryan goes down. Ego comes over to him. He while Bryan's still sitting, he grabs his arm and just flips him over, catches him in the powerbomb, power slam position, and hits him. I really love how he was kept doing that. Avalanche power slam from the top rope from Ethan Page to Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson, he did the equivalent of, I know people have seen this, like where they lock the guy's wrist back and stomp on the elbow. Well, he kind of did that thing to the foot. Like, he took Anthony Page's toe and like curved it and stumped it into the mat, and then like stumped on the back of a heel. I've never seen that before, and I'm only going to imagine that's going to become a crowd favorite and part of his repertoire. Yeah, that was great. MJF was up in the crowd, the high sky box, talking about how he has a hot chick, and he's pretty much downplaying both of the guys. So, MJF being MJF. Moving past that, next match was Claudio and Moxley versus Top Flight. It seems like anytime the Top Flight guys are in there with any mix of the Blackpool Combat Club, it's a banger. It's a match to watch. I especially like the fact that Darius Martin, the older brother, is getting a lot more, I would say, vicious. Like, there was a point in the match where the Blackpool Combat Club is just all over both of the brothers, and he just goes for a chop block on Moxley and just kind of takes him out for the rest of the match. For the most part, the match had a lot of good spots. There was a spot where, like, I think Claudio was going for like a uppercut, like pop up uppercut, and the brothers blocked it and like hit him with a super kick, or like they jumped over each other to hit like a swing DDT, assisted swing DDT. That was a cool move. But in the end, the Blackpool Combat Club wins. So they win by Claudio. He hits the neutralizer on Darius. Darius is just completely out, but he still manages to kick out at 2. Claudio, he's just like, I can't believe he's grabbing referee, shaking him. He's pissed. And then Darius, he still has fighting. He's like slapping at Claudio. Claudio just takes his mouthpiece out and hits him with a shuriken of an uppercut. Just, damn, you got knocked up. If you ever seen the movie Friday, that kind of uppercut. He wins the match 1, 2, 3. And I don't know if it was like frustration or like, hey man, these guys are doing it. But Top Flight, man. Yeah, man. I also like the fact that even though the two thrown together guys, even though they are in the black, they're the same club. They're not a real tag team. Bro. Let's be serious. They beat the guys by Claudio individual stuff, and Top Flight used a lot more of like the tag team moves to sort of like get these close falls on both of the teams. It just showed that Top Flight is more of a tag team compared to Claudio and Mox, who are just like beasts of singles wrestlers and beating them that way. And I guess they couldn't have like that kind of like double upset, shocking thing where Top Flight and AR Fox wins that battle royal, and then back to back they win over Mox and Claudio, especially with Claudio holding the championship. So moving past that, let's see what was the next match. Okay. Oh, Hook took on a jobber. Hook, you've been watching Hook matches against jobbers. He got, the jobber guy got choked out. Out comes Stokely, Big Bill, and Tiger Stock. Why do I forget his name? Why? Lee Moriarty. So I did come out. Stokely's talking about how it's going to be dangerous. Blase Swaze. Out comes Jungle Boy, whose pyro goes off for some reason. I don't know why this pyro. Anyway, he comes out. He attacks Lee Moriarty, and it was just, I don't even know what that was. It's kind of sloppy. Anyway, in the ring, you had the face-off. Big Bill. Hook. Big Bill and Hook. So, obvious height difference. Hook's looking like badass. Hook tries to go for, I think it was like a choke or a uranagi on Big Bill. Didn't work. He almost gets a choke slam for his trouble. In comes uh, Jungle Boy with a 2-4. He hits Bill in the back, then hits him in the stomach, and he tries to go for his head. And Big Bill, this was a great sell from Big Bill. I don't know. He might have been pissed for real, but he was just like, man, you swung at my head, you tried to kill me, and he's just like going all behind Stokely. He's like, you tried to kill me, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. You tried to kill me, you tried to hit me in the head with a 2-4. Break over something, because that's the way he would react if somebody tried to go after your head with a 2-4, and you skin your teeth, ducked out of the way. So moving past that one, I don't even consider that a match. That was just like storyline building. Oh, match 6 in the best of 7 series. Death Triangle took on the Elite in a Falls Count Anywhere match. So there are 2 caveats to this. If you enjoy Young Bucks Fall Count Anywhere match, you probably like this. I like it myself. If you don't enjoy the Young Bucks and or Falls Count Anywhere matches, you probably didn't like this. Look, I can't go over all the car crash moments. I can't go over all this stuff. Look, good match. Great match. Would I watch it again? Yes. In the end, it's down to the wire. Pac, he has Matt and Jackson in the Brutalizer. Across the arena or whatever, Kenny has Phoenix up for the one-winged angel on top of some scaffolding or a barricade. He hits it through the tables. And just before Matt Jackson taps out to the Brutalizer, Phoenix gets pinned 1, 2, 3. Photo finish. A lot of crazy stuff happening in this match. I recommend it. So that leads us to in 2 weeks time, we're going to get the 7th and final match of this series, a ladder match. So I look forward to that. Look, I kind of know who's going to win. I kind of have a guess, but I could be wrong. But I know that match is going to be. Sorry, that match is going to be fun to watch, and that's what it's all about. So moving past that, okay, Rudy Soho and Willow Nightingale versus Mello and Anna Jack. Look, not a bad match, but yeah. Anyway, moving past that, and no disrespect. Yeah, I don't. Jericho Cruiser Society wins. So yeah, moving past that. Yeah, I gotta watch that. Oh, so main event. The main event. Samoa Joe comes out. Oh, sorry, it's late. Wardlow doesn't come out, and Joe he starts cracking on it. He was like, Wardlow he's a no show. I could fight one at the Denver Broncos, but you guys already take so many L's. Just yucking it up for the crowd. Wardlow eventually comes out. He's like pushing away doctors. Like, I got this. I'm a man. I drunk steak. I just gotta get my championship back. My knee. So he comes in. It starts off well for a little bit until Joe hones in on the knee, takes care of that. And there was some impressive things to hear from Wardlow. Whispering the wind from a guy of Wardlow's size is truly amazing. He's a powerball on Joe will assist because Joe was already on the top rope. He just slid out and just hit him with the powerbomb. In the end, Joe wins. Joe is still your undivided, undefeated, what is it? Is it undisputed king of television? I think he's your undisputed king of television. After he tried to get Joe for the powerbomb, knee gives out. Joe takes full advantage, hits a Fury, puts Wardlow to sleep with the chokehold. After the match, Wardlow, he's like holding himself. He's like, man, what happened? I got choked out. And you think, you know, the announcer like Joe's going to show him a sign of respect for what he did. Joe just hits him with the belt. Just, get out of here. Uh, then Darby Allin's music plays, and like Joe's like, where is he? Where's that little guy? Skateboard to the back of the neck. So we're setting up to Samoa Joe versus Darby. I don't think this is gonna make a pay per view. I think it'll probably make like the next Dynamite or Rampage. I can't see this going to pay per view. I could be wrong, but I just don't see this going to pay per view. So overall, yeah, like I said, I enjoyed the show. Best match of the night. I said the Samoa Joe barely sweeps by the no falls just because of the psychology, the stuff that happened before the match, and Joe is just in his character of the King of Television, one of his best characters he's ever had. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about the show, and I'll be back Friday for SmackDown. And anyway, catch you guys later. Peace out.